system that failed us. But it's not a ground for us to surrender the future of the Philippines
So it's
to Satan's.
evil over good. The evil won at that time.
Well, it appears that the evil one won in the counting because the counting of the Comelec was rigged. And we don't know the exact wisdom of God, because the wisdom of God, the infinite mind of God, is beyond our understanding. But based on empirical evidence, probably we believe that Filipinos are not yet ready for good government.
So in relation to that, how confident are you with the automated election? Last time they were rigged manually.
No, it's rigged automatically.
Yes, we attended some seminars of Gus Legman and other president of the Computers Society of the Philippines. We are aware of the possibility. It is but natural for evil to think how to cheat. But first, we are more prepared now to have watchers in all precinct levels. Number two, we have nationwide networks silently all over the Philippines and even outside the Philippines. If ever there would be an attempt to cheat again, it will be horribly exposed.
So it will
And
become failure of election.
Whatever it is, I believe the Filipino people cannot be threatened anymore, because the problems of the Philippines when I decided to accept the challenge to run from the challenge from Task Force Pugobago, the problems of the Philippines at the time were compound and complex. But now, in my personal analysis, the problems of the Philippines today are horrible and monstrous. And therefore, the cry of the Filipino people for genuine change is now multiplying. And I believe they cannot just manipulate the Filipino people like that. Because if they do it again, I believe the Filipino people cannot accept it anymore. No one, millions of people cannot be stopped in going to streets and exercise the sovereignty of the Filipino people, which is clearly enshrined in our Constitution. The problem is that provision in the Constitution is becoming a farce. That sovereignty resides in the people, and all government authority emanates from the people. But there could be a time that the Filipino people would arise and prove to the world that that constitutional provision is true. That sovereignty resides in the people, and all government authority emanates from the people. My number one hope is from God. God cannot be mocked always. God is quick to forgive and is slow to anger. But there are times that God can no longer allow wickedness to prevail. He is just waiting for the right people to be banded together and fight for righteousness in their society, in their government. So I believe, I have faith in God, and I have faith in the innate goodness of every Filipino.
One more.
Yes, yes.
Because I wanted to get your comment on it. Because a lot of my friends, some of them Christians, some of them from the church, say that the highest calling for a person is to become a pastor. And since you are already pastoring the JL church, and yung sinasabi nila is baka dapat yung ginawa mo na lang is parang to change this nation is to focus more your energies on bringing more people closer to God. Kasi that would bring about genuine change na lahat ng tao ng palapit ng business. As opposed to stepping down and running for the presidency.
I cannot blame our brethren to have that kind of thinking. I myself, it took, I think, 4 months before I was finally convinced by Task Force Pugobago last 2003 to leave my comfort zone and fight the Goliaths in a bankrupt electoral system. I even told them, I'm not stupid to leave my comfort zone when the President of the Philippines, the Vice President, the Speaker of the House, and almost all political leaders used to come to our house or in my office here just to be friendly to me. Why do I have to leave my comfort zone and fight the Goliaths in this bankrupt electoral system? To me, that is stupidity. But after presenting to me in 4 months' time all the conditions seemingly impossible, they complied, etc., etc., and I was convicted by the Lord, biblically as well as by empirical evidence in our society, plus that article of James Walker. I have never known a country like the Philippines that used to be #1 in Asia, and now at the bottom because the Philippines had undergone incredible deterioration due to shocking unabated political corruption. I was convicted by my conscience. Secondly, how I wish all Christians to be educated. The kingly anointing is much, much higher than priestly anointing. When you're a pastor, try to go to the Divisoria. Do you think there will be a commotion of people around you? No. But once you're a president, you try to go to the Divisoria, there will be a commotion of people. So that rhetorical statement of some Christians, with due respect to them, and I believe that they are sincere. But if you study carefully the Bible, in the life of David, he was called as a priest, he was called as a prophet, and eventually called as a king, and even branded as the greatest king of Israel. Kingly anointing, Carlos, siguro, have you not seen the prophecy of Dr. Cindy Jacobs?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah. Did you remember when he said, Brother Eddie, God is calling you from priestly anointing to kingly anointing? Political life cannot be separated from economic life, and social life, and religious life. If we want a transformation of the whole nation, all pillars of the society must be transformed accordingly. Not just the church, but the entire spectrum of the society must be changed and be transformed. Holistic transformation, as redemption is holistic, physical, mental, and spiritual. So I don't debate with our brethren, but it appears that they have not yet studied the kingdom dominion theology. That's why I have a list of priests and bishops, Catholics and Protestants who became president, priests and pastors. John Bani, Anglican priest, head of Vanuatu, March 1999 to 2004. Jane Bertrand Aristide, Catholic priest, naging president ng Haiti. Thomas Burgers, president of South Africa during the 1800s. And many, a long list. The point is this: why deny the Filipino people of a righteous, good leadership? Millions of our people are suffering in grinding poverty. I saw on television, I witnessed, I could not sleep that night. Imagine a housewife, a mother, cooking cockroaches, and the children were eating cockroaches. Nang wala na siyang cockroaches na mahuli sa kanyang bahay, nakiusap sa mga kapitbahay. Meron kumakain ng daga, nanguhuli ng daga. Meron nakatira sa ilalim ng tulay. In-interview ni Carl David 2 years ago. Ako'y naiyak doon eh. Dahil hindi ba kayo natutok? Pag bumabaha, yung ilalim ng tulay, wala nang tubig lang. Naglagay sila ng kaysa meron sa ilalim ng tulay.